We're going to jump just a few movements ahead of the form to a section where we throw a chun. We bring our hand above the chunning arm, pull down, kick, come down, kick, and then come fan pao, pao choi. And we're going to talk about some of the possible applications. So I'm going to bring Victor out. We were fighting. I went to hit him. It seemed like a good idea at the time, but he's trapped my arm. I want to scrape. Now, we talked about this on the anti-grappling tape, which is tape number 3. You want to, if you can, cross his arms. You see how I crossed his arms? That's going to control him and allow me to attack him without having to worry about both arms hitting me. We also talked about if somebody's big like Victor, we can use the fingers, because no matter how strong he is, his fingers are not as strong. When I come here, I'm going to kick into the leg, which as you see is going to upset his balance. I can also just step on his foot. And on the second anti-grappling tape, we talked about how stepping on someone's foot upsets all their balance. Now, this elbow technique can either come straight down as a hit, but if he's already like buried his head, it may be hard to hit him. It may be better to actually come in and attack the arm. So what I'm doing instead, let me just move back a little bit, is instead of coming down, I can also come across, which, as I showed you here, he grabbed the chun. I use a finger if I'm unsure about myself. I kick him. Here's another possible application, which is wrapping up the arms, which all came out of this technique. Then, of course, let me have your arm again, Victor. There was this one, which is breaking the arm. Now, because I've upset his balance and I'm starting him to move all around, I've created the room for me to kick him. Then, clearing this hand away, I can either come up as a standard uppercut, or if he came to hit me in the face, coming here. If I did this technique, this would be a perfect setup for the next technique, which in the form, the follow-up technique after the pow is a spinning motion like this. And so now if I can come back, we see progressive combat. This is 2 trained fighters. This is not just 2 guys in a bar slugging it out. I'm clearing my hands. I'm trying to come in. Maybe he has his hand here. That's very good, because then he knows I can't break him. I may have kicked him, but then he comes to punch me. I use the pow as a block. Also, if you just turn the angle for 1 second, in addition to my turning my body and using my arm here to block, I can also be hitting him. Once I've done this, I'm going to wrap and come around here. This is what we call neck surrounding, for obvious reasons. This is his neck, and I'm surrounding it. And then I'm turning. Let me do it from the other angle now. We were here. I came with the chun. I try to clear. I try to get something. I come to kick. That creates a little bit of distance for the kick, but he still comes to hit me. Boom. Boom. This can also be an elbow. It's a round elbow, in close, which would then allow me to use the head and turn him. But the first technique I showed, we'll just do off the punch now, was actually neck surrounding. As I come in, this foot can sweep out, which would set up an even nicer throw, which I won't do because that would hurt him. But just a standard throw. This is really a hip throw, just holding his head and up and up. Since these forms are designed to teach practical fighting, they have to deal obviously with practical situations. One of the most practical for self-defense today is what happens when you're dealing with more than one opponent. Just previously I showed you how I got Victor down on the ground with the spinning technique. But in the next part of the form I do a side kick and then I do an evasion technique, which is why I'm going to bring Michael on as the second striker. Michael may see a perfect opportunity because I've just finished with Victor to attack me. If he comes to punch me, I use the length of my foot as a kick. As you see, he may be a little hesitant, which means the attack is not over. He may come with a roundhouse kick. I step away to take away some of his force, and I hook. Then I would step in and under. The kneeling stance would allow me to go right underneath, uppercut to the groin or to the belly. Let's see that one more time. I threw him, he comes in, boom. He comes with the roundhouse kick, boom. I've moved away from where the force is. His force is here. If I move into it, I'm going to come right into the kick. By moving under and sweeping under, stepping out to get myself closer, and underneath, I can follow up then with a throw. The throw may not be in the form, but it's implied, because once I've gotten here, I'm not going to finish with my attacker until I know he's really finished.